Welcome, everybody. We're gonna get started here very soon. Give us about 3 minutes. Let's wait for everybody to join in, and we're gonna go ahead and get it started. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Perfect.
Okay. Keep going.
All right, what's up? 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 What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week this week. Wonderful month of what did we just leave out of? I think we just left out of what, August, something like that. Yeah. Hope everybody had a wonderful month of August. Caught a lot of pips. Learned so many things in this month of August. It's been a great month for all of us.
September.
Okay, yeah, September. Yeah, September. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I don't even know. But guys, let's go ahead and get it started. We're gonna go ahead and basically trickle down just a couple of different pairs, what I'm expecting to happen going on to the new month of October. New things gonna happen. I see some wonderful, wonderful setups that's already started to form in the market. I'll make sure I get through all of them tonight. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We'll be here. I'll be here to definitely help you out to get all those questions definitely answered for you. All right. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. First starting off with my favorite pair, GU. One of the things you guys want to look at definitely when you're trading up, always, like I always say, start on that daily chart. So you get your overall bias of where the market is going to go. On that daily chart, you guys know I love the line chart. The line chart is where I can see my each individual peaks forming inside the market. It's an easy way for me to see those lower lows, those lower highs, all those different peaks there. And I'm just taking those main peaks there. And what I kind of want to do is basically connect a little trend line off those major peaks there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my little trend line tool here. All right. And I'm just going to go from the very smallest one, which is down here. Okay. And I'm just going to drag it just pretty much just straight across, just like this, connecting these points. All right. I want to get as accurate as possible to prices I possibly can. All right. That looks about accurate right there. Okay. I'm going to take it right there and I'm going to drop it. All right. Now, what I want to do, I want to clone that line. Okay. I want to clone that line because I want to be able to box price in, make it as parallel as possible to the opposite side here. All right. And I'm going to put it just right at the very top of these peaks up here, just maybe somewhere smack dab right in here. All right. I'm going to switch back to my candles. What am I looking for? I'm looking for to see if I can get some wicks here, maybe some wicks here off the daily time frame that tells me that these two lines are very valid. Okay. Once I switch back to the candles, let's see. Wonderful. I get these wicks here, wicks all up in here. Okay, so this right here is telling me this is valid. This is telling me that these lines here are very valid. All right, so what am I looking at? So in essence, what I'm looking at here is basically everything from here on up is what I'm going to basically be calling my resistance. Okay, because every time price got up here, okay, every time price got up here, what did it do? It fell, right? It fell, got right here, it fell, got right here, it fell, got right here, it fell, right? When you guys are looking at Forex, you want to make it as easy as possible, okay? Don't overcomplicate what you're seeing in the market. If you see it, take advantage of it, all right? Same instance that's down here, right? Down here, I'm going to be looking for a support, Okay, so I'm getting multiple rejections, one right here, one right here. Okay, so chances are more than likely, okay, what do you guys think I'm going to be expecting rolling into the new month? Right? What do you think I'm expecting rolling into the new month? More than likely, exactly. I'm going to be looking for those buy opportunities rolling into the new month. Okay. Now, this is where I want to take advantage of the market. I want to go down to the lower time frames. Okay. The lower time frames is going to be able to tell me, it's going to show me that picture, that same exact picture that we just drew here. Okay. It's going to show me that same exact picture, but I'm going to be able to see it on a little bit smaller scale. Okay. And I want to look for some type of confirmation to tell me this could continuously, this could hit this line here and reject off, sort of similar to like this right here. Okay. Because that's what I'm going to be looking for. All right. Now, as I constantly go down to my lower time frames, right, I'm going to be looking for major areas of support, major areas of resistance. Okay. I'm actually going to go back to the 4 hours so I can see it a little bit better here. Okay. And I'm just going to look. What I want to do is I always want to look left. Anytime you guys are in the market, always look left, right, to see what you have. All right. Why did price? Because every Friday, I'll give you guys a little trick. Every Friday, you'll see price come back to some major area of support or some major area of resistance. Every Friday. Okay. So you should be able to clearly go in here and mark a major area of support / resistance right here. Perfect. Okay. So now you guys can see here, right? We had multiple rejections right off this little purple line here. All right. I'm going to take this out. Woo. Oh, didn't mean to take that one out. Just trying to take my arrow. Let's put that line back in there. All right, perfect. So you guys can see, originally this was resistance, okay? It was resistance here, here, okay? It broke through, came back. This was that impulse move, okay? Impulse here. Then we had a correction here, and we had that continuation move to continuously going. All right. So there's two options what we could be looking for going into the new month. Knowing that this is an area of support, okay, and this is a major area of resistance. One, we can be looking for price to potentially reject off this area, okay? Now, if price breaks this area, right, no big deal. Don't freak out. If price breaks this area, okay, the same thing that happened right over here, impulse, correction, continuation, is the same exact thing you're going to be looking for right here. So impulse, correction, okay, to come back and retest, because price will always come back and retest, okay? It's always going to come back and retest an area of support or resistance, okay? So I'm looking for that retest. After that retest, I'll possibly be looking for this drop down. All right. Possibly be looking for that drop down. So either one of these moves could potentially happen. So we see, this is how you're going to take advantage of it. Okay. You want to wait for confirmation. Now, if you're that aggressive trader, okay, and you want to enter right off the trend line to come to the market open, that's fine. Okay. Your stop loss would be a tight stop loss. It would be right below that last low. Okay. All right. And you'd be looking for this move to come basically all the way back up here, which is another potential, let's say, almost 200 pips going up there to the upside. Now, as you guys know, I always talk about that mirror image. Okay. So you also can see in here, this is why I'm saying this could go either way. You also see in here, if I put a line straight down the middle here, you can see how this left side, okay? You can see how this left side, the right side is already starting to play out just like the left side. All right. Now, me personally, now if you wanted to get a little bit more detail with it, all right, you can. All right. There's multiple ways that you can see this. When you're doing market structure, you guys need to understand, just because you don't have the same exact markup as me, if you have somewhat similar to what I have, okay, it's still valid. It's still very valid. All right. So you could have easily, right, if you're that person, right, let's say you start on that 4-hour time frame, okay? And you saw these peaks up here, from here going down to like this, okay? And you connected it. What peaks am I looking at? I'm looking at pretty much this one here, up here, and I'm looking at this one, right? So this could potentially help you out to tell you a potential take profit. This is a 4-hour time frame. So this could be a potential take profit that you could be looking for, right? So I would be looking, my first take profit, if I entered this buy here, my first take profit I'm looking to shoot for is up here. Why up here? Okay, because this area is another area of resistance right here. See how price rejected off this area here? Like I said, just look left. Okay, so that's even still, that's still a potential of 73 pips there. If price is gonna drop, okay, it's gonna have to give you some type of pullback. It's either gonna give you a pullback off this one level, or it's gonna give you a pullback off this level and potentially keep falling. Okay, so you could potentially be looking for either one of these moves to go. So if you see price starting to move up, your take profit, you can enter this trade and your take profit would be right up here. For
Are you talking, Jeff? I can't hear anything.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. I didn't know what happened there. All right, so yeah, so you could be potentially be looking for either one of those moves to happen there. All right, so that's gonna be my GU. That's gonna be my GU setup going into next month. I will be potentially looking for either one of those moves to happen. All right, so be on the lookout for that. All right, now chances are if GU is gonna have a markup like that, the other GBP pairs will follow right along with it. All right, they're like brothers and sisters to the GBP pairs. So let's take a look. All right, let's just go to GA. All right, let me make sure I get this question right quick. You can do today. Oh, I'm gonna do trying to set up a trade charts. So these trades you want to take. So I usually mark up my charts mostly on the weekends. Yeah, mostly on the weekends. All right. Wow. I told you, I remember the last session that we had, guys. I told you guys about this. I don't know who, if you were on that last session, right, where I told you guys about this trade, it's the same thing. Okay? It's the same thing, right? I'm going to use the exact same markup, right? I'm just going to take a couple little things out of here. All right? Let's see here. I'm going to take away this. Right, and we're just gonna use the exact same parallel channel. We'll put it back on the daily. All right, cool. All right, ain't gonna worry about those little B words. All right. So let's go back to the daily, right? Look at how this daily's looking here. All right. On this daily time frame, right? If we went to the line chart, right? I'm just gonna clear out. Let's do a fresh one for you guys. Hopefully I can do a fresh one. All right, perfect. So look at how this daily's looking here, right? You can see, right? How can you identify the trend? One of the main ways that you guys can identify that trend, okay, is just by looking. Look at all these. This is daily, all right? This trend has been going up for almost going all the way back to July. It's been trending in an upward direction, okay? So you can clearly see this is a uptrend, all right? So if we switch to our line chart, right, we want to take same concept, guys. We're going to do the same thing over and over and over again, all right? So we basically want to start from the very bottom, go from one line to the next, okay, to the next, and you just want to extend this line out, just like this, okay? Just like that. See that? Right? I'm going to get it a little bit more accurate. I like accurate stuff, okay? Clone it. Clone that line, all right? Don't move this. Just bring it. Just drag it, okay? Just drag it, okay? So I'm going to place it probably about right here in this area. Possibly about right here in this area, okay? Because I want to connect. Actually, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. All right? So I'm connecting this, and I see there was a major rejection here. I'm looking for wicks here, maybe a wick around this area, okay, to tell me that this is valid, right? Let's switch back. Look at there. Look at that long wick. This is why I love the line chart, guys. Look at that. You would have never saw this wick here just by drawing this line here, okay? And I'm just taking those high and low major peaks, right? Watch that wick here, right? It's amazing, right? Nice wick. This is telling me this is very valid. This is telling me this is valid, okay? So just from the daily alone, the same exact thing that we did on GU, I'm looking for potentially the same exact thing. Everything up here, right? I had a rejection here. I had a rejection here. Nice rejection here. Click there. And I had a one here, right? It made you think it was going to constantly continuously go up, but it came right back in the zone, okay? So we started from up here. Now we're falling, okay? Now we are falling, right? Everything down here in this area is going to be considered my support. Everything up here is considered my resistance, right? So let's go to the 4 hour, right? So by the looks of it, look at exactly how, if you guys look left, right? Directly to your left, right? You have this major area of support / resistance right here. Okay? It's the same thing, different pair. Same thing, different pair. This was an impulse move, but we never got that correction, right? It never came back. Once it passed through here, it never came back and retested. So this could be potentially a retest to go right back up, okay? Or we could get that impulse move down, that correction, and we could get that continuation move to potentially pull right back down here in this area somewhere, right? And what is that going to do? That is going to complete that, yet again, mirror image, right? You guys are going to see this mirror image every day in the markets, okay? You're going to see it every day, that mirror image. Look how this left side the right side is already starting to look like the left side. There's no coincidence to that, right? That just doesn't just randomly happen, guys. All the money that was given here, let me tell you guys something about the market, okay? The market is greedy. The market makers, they're greedy, okay? They love their money, right? If they give you guys all this money, okay, they're gonna want to take it back, right? They're gonna want to take it back. So you guys can be expecting them to get their money back, right? But it's your job to not give it back to them, right? You want to take advantage of what you see the moves that they're doing. Play the game that they're playing with you. All right, play the game that you're playing with you. Okay. We can either take this down all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, 1 hour, we're gonna see a smaller picture, right? And each time frame you go to, right, you may have different analysis, but you're still gonna have your overall bias of where the market's going, right? So if I was to take, for instance, go back to my line chart, I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm connecting my peaks, right? Let me grab my line. Here we are, right? From one peak to the next and extending this line straight down. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back right here. Perfect, right? So I'm looking for like some wicks maybe right here in this area, right? To tell me this is valid. Look at there, right? So I know this has a potential to pull back up here as my first take profit, right? Which is about 80 pips. That's a nice move back up to the upside. So you could be potentially looking for that. But overall, I'm seeing this is trending down. It's been trending down on the lower time frame, right? So if you're a scalper, you know, or intraday trader, right? It's been trending down ever since September 19th, right? How many candles do you need to know to say this is a obvious downtrending on the lower time frames? This is obvious. Downtrending. It's downtrending, right? It's a downtrending market. Okay. You can even go as far as cloning this line, right? Let me move this out for you for a second. But you can either go as far as cloning this line here, taking it to the opposite side, and look there, right? Look at that. Rejection here, okay? So you know you could potentially looking for this to pull back if it breaks through here. It's the exact same thing I said, right? You can do it either way. Either way. Doesn't matter, okay? All right. So that's going to be my main objective for the GBP pairs. All right. I'm probably going to be looking for some type of pullback, major pullback is my main objective for the GBP pairs. Some type of pullback to constantly continue dropping, right? I'm just going to run through them here, right? Now that you guys got the idea, right? Just run through the rest of the GBP pairs. Okay. Right, I'm gonna clone this here. Because eventually, once your eyes get used to seeing it, you wouldn't even need the line chart anymore. But look, same thing. Looking for a rejection to come here, possibly keep rising. All right, or a rejection to break here, retest, and keep dropping. Okay, and keep dropping. Because I'm personally loving. If you look at all the GBP pairs, the ones that I just marked up, right? The reason I'm loving, I'm believing this could go either way, or this could drop heavy. Reason I'm in believance of that is because if that's even a word, I don't even know if that's a word. But the reason I'm saying that, and this is long term, obviously, guys, this is long term. Okay, so reason I'm saying this could potentially come back down is because if you look at the direction this is moving in, think about it, right? I said this on the last session, right? If you are on, think about a trend, a downtrending market, right? Downtrending markets look just like this, correct? Right? These are what I call those flag patterns. Look at there. So this is trending in the direction of that flag pattern to potentially keep dropping. All right? It's the same thing that happened right here. Look, it was trending in this upward motion, and it eventually retested and fell, right? So we could be potentially looking for that, right? Going into next month, right? And that's, if we get that, that's going to be a very, very, very long sale. A very, very nice long sale. All right? So be on the lookout for that, all right? So that's going to be your GBP pairs. All right, moving on. Does everybody got it, right? Everybody got that, got the GBP pairs. Any questions on the GBP pairs before I move forward? Right? I got some of you guys' questions in the chat. Right? You can unmute yourself as well. Any questions on the GBP pairs? So no, so the first question, GBP NZD, right? Sometimes, you know, sometimes GBP NZD moves a little differently, but overall, it's still the same thing, right? You can see here, even on GBP NZD, right? It's a little bit more slanted, but look, it's the same thing, right? If I was to put that line there, you can see it was clearly trending in upward direction, just like the other GBP pairs, right? But the moment that you put a cap on it, right? Look at there. It's the same thing. The same exact thing, right? There's no reason why you guys shouldn't take advantage of this, honestly. No reason why. Does the gap impact the markup chart? So gaps in the market doesn't really impact the market that much to me. If anything, gaps go in the favor of most of the your markups with market structure. Right? Same thing with news events, right? Right? You can't tell me today, right? You know, it wasn't no news event, but you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, you could saw here, this was a clear trending down the market, right? But this candle right here had to be some type of news, right? Look at that. I mean, that's obvious news event. But look, I mean, it was trending down. I mean, I wouldn't have been looking for a news event to buy. That's for sure. You know, I would be looking for a news event to sell. You know, so same thing. All right. GA. Let me go back to GA right quick. And I'll send these markups to the chats as well. All right, so that's GA markup there. Right, on the 60-minute. If I take it out to the 4-hour, if you want to get a picture of it on the 4-hour, there's your picture on the 4-hour. Same thing, though. Same thing. All right, cool. Now, I will tell you guys, cool little fun fact if you did not know, since I'm talking about GBP, Euro GBP moves the exact opposite of the GBPs, okay? The Euro GBP. So chances are, if I'm looking for Euro, if I'm looking for those to drop, chances are Euro GBP is rising, okay? So let's take a look. Euro GBP, and I'm going to show you guys here exactly what I'm talking about too. So Euro GBP, right? We had this nice little upward trend motion here. Okay. So look at what we got here. Close her off. There we go. Right? So look how Euro GBP, right? Let's switch to a 1-hour. Look how Euro GBP was in a rising motion. Okay? As Euro GBP rises, the GBPs are going to drop. Okay? So if you see Euro GBP drop, right? And the way it's looking like it's up here in this main area of resistance. So if this drops, right, there's a potential that GBP is going to rise, right? Which is exactly what we said it could do, potentially. We said it could potentially rise. Okay? So we also could be looking for Euro GBP to drop, right? It's a little fun fact for you. All right, I love trading those two pairs in correspondence to each other. The Euro, and it kind of show you guys, where's my tool? Here you go. It kind of show you guys an example of what I'm talking about, right? If you were to put both of those, you know, GBP USD and Euro GBP kind of side by side, here's an example of what I'm talking about, right? So the orange line is GBP USD, and the of course this is Euro GBP. So look exactly how they move opposite of each other. Isn't that crazy? It's wonderful stuff, right? Can't tell me you can't trade these against each other, right? If one of them going in a buy, the other's going in a sell, right? Look at that. That's amazing. Okay. So literally you can have both of these on your chart. And if you said to yourself, okay, this is going to rise, exactly what we said, if this is going to rise, this bad boy is going to drop. Just like that. Look at that. That's crazy. That's cray. All right. Cray. All right, moving on. USD CAD. USD CAD. The CAD. Let me take this out. Let's take a look at what's going on with USD CAD. CAD news. Right? Whoever asked about that gap, I can show you that in a second too. But CAD on the daily. Guys, yet again, too, you do not have to zoom out to 1964. Okay? If you could clearly see a trend over here, right? This is why I recommend everybody put their charts on auto fit, fits data to screen. All right, so they can clearly see that. All right. So just by taking a look, right, we have a couple of different things going on here that I see. Right. I'm going to go back to my line chart. I'm doing the same thing all the time. Like I do not change anything. Right. Line chart. And I see from here, this lowest point, moving up to here, that was some type of trend. Okay. That's one. I also see, right, because I know this is a daily, I potentially see, right, I may be able to take from this high, right, and drag this down to like maybe around here in this area, something like this, right? I may be able to bring it in a little bit shorter and connect it to like this, okay? Now, if I do something like that, I'm definitely looking for a wick here. Okay, I'm definitely going to be looking for some type of little wick here. Let's see if I can get it to tell me this is valid. Wonderful. Look at that. That is amazing. All right. So, two things. I'm looking for some type of breakout, right? I know this is a pattern. Don't ask me what type of pattern it is, right? That's not my specialty. But I know this is some type of pattern, right? Price is just getting inside this range here, right? If you know what type of pattern this is, please drop it, all right? But price is getting inside this range here, and it doesn't have anywhere to go, right? So there's only a couple options it can do. Either on the daily, it's going to keep dropping, right? It's going to get here and, potentially break out up to the upside. And, if we break out to the upside, we're definitely coming back all the way up here. Right? Or we could potentially break down to the downside and come down to here. Either one of those options could happen potentially of next month. All right? So let's look at it on the smaller scale. Now that we got, you know, kind of like it boxed in just a little bit there. On to the 4 hour, right? Because I want to see what's going on my smaller time frames. All right. Well, from the smaller time frame standpoint, what I see is I see this rejection here. Right? I know this line is serving as some type of resistance. It has to be. Right? Because every time price came up here, it's just rejecting off of this area. Like, it's just majorly rejecting off of it. It's crazy. So I'm looking to see where price could potentially drop to. And yet again, I believe price may continue to drop roughly about down, maybe down here to this area a little bit. Somewhere around here, right, will be where I'll be looking to take my profit. Why there? Because if I look left, I see this area here was a major area of support / resistance. So I'm saying price could potentially get down in here, and I'm probably honestly pretty confident I'm going to be looking for a buy. I'm going for a buy on this one, guys. I'm going to be looking. I think a buy could be the best bet on this one if you want to wait for confirmation, right? Confirmation, you can wait for this impulse move here. Okay, once you get that impulse, wait for that correction. Okay, if you get that correction, definitely keep buying that thing back up. Definitely keep buying it back up, right? If this drops here, pulls back here, you definitely be looking for that sell down. Either one of those options. One of the two will happen. I don't care which one happens. All I want to know is I want to see what the market is going to give me. I'm going to wait for confirmation first. And once the market gives me my confirmations, guess what? I'm in the bad. I'm in this trade. I'm in it. And that's USD CAD. It's that simple. It is literally that simple. All right. Smaller time frame. You know, we're just sitting here right now. Smaller time frame for the scalpers. It's not really a lot of pips. And for that person that asked about gaps, you see how this was an uptrend originally? Right here? What did this gap do? It kept going in that trend direction. All right? That's why I love gaps. All right? But I don't hold trades over the weekend. All right? Don't want to ever do that. It's a bad thing. I've burnt too many times doing that. But anyways, so right here we're sitting at this area. Okay? So if you see it drop below this area, you could be looking for on a smaller scale, on a smaller time frame. All right? Break through here, retest, and you continue to keep selling back down to here, which I don't think is a lot of pips, but let's find out. Well, yeah, 40 pips to the downside. Okay? I believe this will continuously drop 40 pips to the downside before it gives you that final breakout. All right? That is my bias on that. Okay? Cool. USD odd. Anybody even trade USD odd? It's a weird pair. Huh. USD odd. Nah, I won't sweat USD odd. I don't think nobody trades that one. Let's go to USD JPY. Right? I know I got a lot of JPY fans in here. USD JPY MOUSD. Oh, did I call a mirror image a while back? Look at that. Left side. Look how the left side over here, the right side started forming this left side, right? So just from seeing that alone, right, and seeing that this was on the downtrend, okay, literally came right here. Every rejection here, price rejected off of, okay? So now we're going to zoom in just a little bit, right? Let's take a look at what we have. All right, let's take a look. I'll get to odd Swiss franc here just a second. Bear with me. All right, let's take a look at what we got from my UJ Masters. Try to delete some stuff out of here. Okay. All right. So with UJ, it's the same thing. Okay. I like it. UJ, what I'm seeing, I'm going to start me a line from down here to the very bottom. Okay. I'm going to start a line from down here. And I'm just going to draw it kind of connecting about right here in this area. Right. Because I see I got this peak here, this peak here, this peak here, this peak here. I like that. I'm going to clone that, right? Because I can obviously see it for a couple of days now. This has been trending in the upward direction, okay? And I'm going to place this right here. I like this placement. Why did I choose there? Because I didn't want to bring this up. I could have brought it up to here, but I don't really like it to be that far up, all right? There's just one rejection here, okay? And one rejection is not good enough for me. I want to see where I can place this where I can have multiple rejections. So I'm looking at here, okay? Rejection, rejection. It came up, came back inside here. So I'm playing in between these zones here, right? I'm just playing in between these zones, right? Switch back to my candles. Looking for wicks here. Wonderful wicks, wicks. Look at how this right here was a wonderful wick. That's like very important to me right here. How this wick there, right? On the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so what I'm seeing, honestly, I'm liking this because what I'm seeing is multiple I swear these charts look the exact same every last one of my go-to. But I'm seeing multiple rejections up here on this upward line, okay? So everything I'm looking at is everything up here is considered to be none other than, has to be some type of resistance, right? Everything. And everything down here has to be some type of support. Guys, I did not plan to choose pairs that look alike, by the way. So I'm looking at that. So yet again, right, 4-hour time frame, what did I just say about those flag patterns? What is this? Look at this. Is that not a type of a flag pattern? Look at the angle that is angled up. You guys think that's just going to keep going up like that? I don't. Look at that. Right? I'll probably clone it something like this. Okay? That's my flag. Right? It makes a nice little downtrend when you connect it, the pieces to the puzzle. Look at there. Right? You possibly draw a nice little trend line coming off of it. It's going to drop. I'm looking at something. I'm looking at UJ. And if I want for confirmation, right, I'll wait for this to break outside here. Okay. I'll wait for me to get a retest. And I think I'm all in on this sell. I'll believe all in that sell. My first take profit would be down here. So if you're a UJ fan, I'll be looking to honestly sell UJ for about another 80 pips, potentially take profit 1, take profit 2, almost 100. You know, risk is not that high. My stop loss would be up here somewhere. Okay, my take profit would be around this area. It's that simple. Yep. Somebody asked about odd Swiss franc. Let me take a look at it. Is this easy or, is this hard? Is everybody getting this concept of what I'm saying? These impulse, correction, continuation moves? Is everybody getting it? Type 1 in the chat box if you got it. 2 in the chat box if you're still confused. Let me help you, right? Ask questions. I love questions, guys, by the way, right? Keep the questions coming. If you don't ask the questions, how am I supposed to know what you're struggling on, right? Look, Nancy's got a question. Nancy, unmute your mic. What's your question? What is your question? If you can, unmute your mic. Right? In the meantime, while Nancy's unmuting her mic or typing her question, let's look at Odd Swiss Frank. Odd Swiss Frank, right? Who asked this question, right? You know what? I like class participation. Who asked about Odd Swiss Frank? Oh, it was Nancy. Nancy. How about that? So, Nancy, my question for you, right? I'm not trying to target you, but you asked about Odd Swiss Frank. So, when you're looking at Odd Swiss Frank, right? The overall picture here on the daily time frame, what direction do you see Odd Swiss Frank moving in? Like, is it majority moving up or is it majority moving down? What do you see? Nancy says moving down. Verona says moving along. Okay. So, right, you may be looking at, right, you could be right, looking at this bigger scale from December 2018, right? You could say overall picture, this is on a very big downtrend like this, right? You could say that, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? You could say that. Right? So let's say moving down. Right? I do use Fibonacci every now and then. Let's say majority of it is moving down, right? You would clone this line yet again. Okay? Take this to your lower peaks. Okay? Do you see how Nancy could be right? Right? If I wanted to use the line chart with it, we could connect these big long peaks here. So from this peak all the way up here to the very top, to here, you know, just coming all the way down with it, you know, try to get as accurate as possible for you. All right. Same thing with this one. Okay. But what we have to understand is this is on a daily, this is daily, right? This is daily candles. Okay. So one candle could potentially move down or one candle could potentially move up, right? What I want you to get your eyes to see, right, is look at where did this recently come from, okay? This recently came from resistance, right? Multiple rejections here, okay? So if you know, right, Nancy, check this out, right? Make it easy for you. If you know, I'm just going to give you an example, right? I'm going to put a line right here. If you know price recently came from what was resistance, I want you to think about a trend for a second. Okay? If you know price recently came from resistance, right? Think about a trend, right? I'm going to make this very easy for you. If you think about a trend, okay, and it recently came from resistance, and you're thinking about a downtrend, right? Because it was resistance. You can clearly see this is trending down on the like monthly scale, right? What do you know in order for this to have to make a official trend? What does this have to do, Nancy? What does this have to do? It's one word. What does it have to do if it's going to continue to move in a downward direction? That's my question for you. It has to do what? What's that word? Okay, retest. Not the word I'm looking for exactly. Right? Because technically it did retest. It dropped here and it retested, right? But think about it. Think about a trend, right? Right? Think about a trend. Let me do an uptrend, for example. An uptrend moves up, right? Uptrend moves up. It comes back, right? Goes up again. Comes back again, like this, right? That's an uptrend. So what is this? What is this? What is the IRB here? What's the P word I'm looking for?
Pull back.
Pull back, right? This has to pull back, right? Which essentially would be a retest because it's going to pull back to some type of, it's going to pull back to retest some type of area, right? But pull back is the word I'm looking for. It has to pull back. So if you know this has to pull back, right? If you know this is a sharp move down, right? If we just look at this is a big sharp move down. So we know this has to give us some type of pull back. First of all, to continue, if it's going to continue on this downward motion, right? It has to give us a pullback, right? Does that make sense, Nancy? Like, does that part right there make sense, what I just did? Just by putting the simple basics inside of it, has to give you that pullback. So I'm going to show you how all these pieces of the puzzle get put together. So once you get that pullback, okay, how do we know it has to make a pullback? Well, this is where we have to start looking at yada, yada, yada. This is where we have to start looking at the smaller trends that's going on, right? So look at how, if we go to the daily, right? Because as this was trending up, it had to make it some type of trend, right? So look here, check this out. But the line chart says it was trending up. Oh my gosh. Bing! Look at that. Look at that, right? I'm going to show you here. I'm going to clone this line yet again, right? I'm going to put it, just drop it here. Fine, it's good. Right? Look at here. Now I've enclosed price. This is why I like enclosing price in. Because look, the same pullback is the same uptrend that I'm seeing these multiple rejections. Guys, I don't know what it is, but every chart that we're going to tonight has this same exact look to it. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, am I the only one seeing that right now? Like, this is crazy. So look, rejection. This has to be an area of support. So honestly, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this to pull back, okay? Pull back, maybe come back up here somewhere in this area. I don't know, somewhere around here, and potentially drop, honestly. I'm liking it, right? So Nancy just gave you guys a very great call, in my opinion. And if you guys don't believe me, like I always say, okay? Like I always say, go and check someone else's work. This is why I love TradingView. TradingView allows you guys to go to, it or whatever, type in the pair you're looking for, odd Swiss franc, okay? If I'm wrong, which I could potentially be, but I always like to see what others' opinions are. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Check your work. So go to odd Swiss franc, okay? Once you type that pair in, click where you see ideas, okay? If you click ideas, hopefully my computer's not super slow, but inside of ideas, no, come on. All right, look, let's see here. Look, I'm going to go to the very newest ones that's happening. Right, so I'm going to click over here with this little newest, right? And I want to see someone else that marked up these charts, right? I want to see what their opinion was. All right, well, this guy marked it up. This guy said long. He said short. Okay, big deal. Cool. Nothing's wrong with that. But this guy said long. Look, why did this guy say long? Why did this guy say long? Why did this guy said odd Swiss franc finding support going long? Let's see. Why are these people saying long? Right? All this stuff was posted recently. Check the work. Check behind me. Okay? Right? If you don't believe what I say, check behind me. All right, so I'm looking for a long opportunity. Could this potentially drop? Absolutely. It could potentially drop, retest, and keep selling. Right? But if it does, you guys know what to take advantage of it. You know how? Just wait for the retest. Wait for it to drop. If it's going to drop, fine. Okay, big deal. Let it drop. Right? Let it come back, retest, because it will retest, I promise you. And let it keep going. Fine. We love it. Either way. Mirror image, if we do that. Coming straight down here. Boop, boop. Right? For my visual people that can't see my mirror image, I'll show it to you. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Let's see. Boom, shaka, laka, laka. Look at that. Right? Potential mirror image. All right, so we can be looking for either one of those moves. We don't know. Either one. All right, but either way, we love it. 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 All right, cool. Let's take a look at gold, right? I got time for a couple more. All right, won't keep you guys all night long. I told you guys to be looking for this, right? I told you in the last session, right? We marked this up together. I said support. I said resistance. I said it was going to hit here. I said it was going to rise. And it came right back to it, and it dropped. Wow. Now we're back at it again, right? Back at it again, right? Look at that. We're back at it again. We're just playing around in here, right? Support, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support. I mean, what more can I tell you, right? Now we're kind of stagnant right now in the middle, right? But the best opportunity is when it gets up to a resistance or support. Okay, so I would be looking for one of those to get in those areas, right? And I'll probably be looking to sell, or I'm looking to sell or buy either one of them, right? If I had to do it on a very smaller scale, right? I'm really loving this. I'm really loving this area here, okay? And I'm really, really loving this resistance area up here. I'm really loving this. Oh, well, to me now it looks like it's at support. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to be looking for some type of, W pattern, double bottom or something, right? It looks like a weird W starting to form here already. We had a small one here, okay? But if this is going to rise, it's going to give me some pattern. So I'm probably looking for this to fall a little bit more. And I'm probably looking for this to head back up to the top. That's my bias, right? That's my bias. Smaller scale, right? If I wanted to connect something like a trend line maybe here, that looks valid. That looks pretty valid, right? Look at there. Maybe down in here. Yep. Okay. Smaller scale. Now for gold, I will recommend you do this on a 15-minute chart, honestly, because gold moves very quick with pips. All right. But the same thing, guys. I'm not doing nothing different. Look at this. I'm just inboxing price, closing it in as much as possible. Right? In closing prices. Everything I'm doing is in closing price. I'll go down to the 15-minute too. Why not? Right? I haven't went to a 15-minute chart yet. Here it is on gold. But same thing. In closing price, right? I'm looking for the best setups. Okay? right? I'm looking for something. I'm looking for support. I'm looking for resistance, trend lines, anything. I see this is an area, it was here, right? So if price, I know if price stays here, it could potentially rise up from here and keep going up. It could do that. Or it could potentially drop, retest, and drop down back down here. And what is that going to do? That right there is going to make that create a, what Jeff calls, mirror image. See that? Right? It's going to create a mirror image. But from the looks of it, I'm honestly looking, I don't know. You know, this could go either way. This could do either what I want to do. You know, because this looks like a weird head and shoulders. I don't know. But just be looking for either one of those moves. But either way, I'll be looking for the big move, which is a nice support here or a nice move all up there. All right. Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure I did some weird markup for you guys on Bitcoin and didn't even take advantage of it. Let's see. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Guys, did that, sheesh. Man. I hate when I do that to myself. Mark up some chart, forget about it. Anybody ever done that? Mark up some chart, forget about it, and then don't take it. Right? I hate that. Look at that. That was a nice markup, right? It's the same stuff. I was looking for a breakout. Right? Now, I can see clearly. I can see clearly now the direction this is going in. Right? It obviously doesn't want to go up. That's for sure. So now I'm looking for what? Somebody tell me. If this is going to continue down, what am I looking for? Where is the best entry to sell? What am I looking for?
Pullback.
A pullback. Randy said it. Ding, 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 ding. One of these days, I'm going to be giving away some money. I may give away some holiday money for you guys. I may give away some holiday money for people asking questions, right? I like participation. But look, seriously, pullback, right? If I want to sell this and I want to continuously sell it, I want a pullback up somewhere up here. I want to pull back something like this, right? That pullback is going to count as my retest. Why am I saying that? Well, let me show you why. Because now that it has broken out of this, what was originally support, it has to come back and retest. Did it give us a retest? No, it did not. It has not retested. It just gave us this big, long impulse move. Hello, just 3 magic rules. Impulse, correction, continuation. And yeah, you're looking for a big drop. Yep. Anybody in agreement with me? No? Maybe so? Well, that's that. So guys, that's really it. Any questions? Hope you guys got something out of tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, guys. That's what I'm here for. We want to try to be on every Friday. Got a lot of stuff going on with family right now. Got a new baby on the way, new baby boy. So I won't be around too much, but I will be around. If you guys have questions, don't hesitate to tag me in a chat. I'll help you out. No matter what I can do, I'll still be there for you. All right? It's my job. It's what I love to do. Right? Cool. So, anybody got any questions before we get out of here? All righty then. I will get the recording out to y'all, you guys. It will be posted on YouTube. So without further ado, guys, if you guys don't have any other questions, this is Mr. Invest with Jay, also known as Jeff Moneymaking Kirkland. I'll see you guys later next Friday. Catch you later.